About to be a fucking problem.
The following feature has been rated R by
Timur Radicek.
Parental guidance is suggested. It is intended for mature audiences and parental discretion is advised.
If you're offended by any word in any language, it's probably because your parents were unfit to raise a child.
You better smoke another blunt.
Welcome. This is Laugh or Else.
Laugh
or Else. Your host,
I know I'm a stud.
Timur Radicek.
Makes your farts smell like you're a cannibal. That had to be some vile poop. It must have smelled like he needed surgery.
Laugh
or Else. For the next 2 hours, you are invited to take part in a terrestrial radio experience unlike any other found on commercial radio.
He probably lost his job at the glory hole.
You are hereby challenged to laugh or else.
You like yogurt?
Oh my God.
You're gonna love this. Vagina yogurt.
Our mission, which we have all selflessly accepted, is to exploit that raw emotion that solicits a deviant smile and induces inappropriate laughter. Welcome to the Laugh or Else radio show on 89.3 WNUR-FM.
Yo, what's going on? This is WNUR-FM, Evanston in Chicago. You're checking out the Laugh or Else radio show. My name is Timur Radicek, your freeform community DJ, and I'm joined in studio the legendary mixologist Jay Sal.
What's going on, Timur? What's going on, Chicago?
What's happening, Jay? We can hear you just fine, buddy.
Perfect, sir.
We've also got a very special guest in studio, a local author. Jay, would you like to introduce?
Yes, this is actually a young lady that goes by the name of Wanda, and she has written a book. Wanda, please welcome to the radio show and let us give us some information about your book. What can you tell us about it?
Yes.
I can't, but he can.
Okay. My book is it's a novel. It's called Table for One, and it's primarily geared towards women. It's about the year that I spent dating myself.
Dating yourself?
Yes.
Explain that.
So you're going out on dates?
Going out on dates, all alone. That's right.
Okay.
So I'm having dinner and going to the movies and shopping and the spa and anything you can pretty much do with someone
Tim
else.
and I date ourselves respectively, but that's because
Sure.
it's more circumstance than by choice.
Right.
So that's all we'll say about that.
Circumstance,
not choice. Definitely not by choice.
Right.
Yes, well, no, this is definitely, it's a little of both, but mainly by choice. So the whole premise of dating yourself is to fall in love with yourself.
Excellent. So what kind of people would this material be geared towards?
Just women, or actually is it young working women, or
who's your target audience for this?
Just women in general. Like, I guess I would say women between the ages of like 30 to 50, but I also have written the book in a way that even if you're in a relationship, you can date yourself.
Okay.
All right.
Spend time alone and
so like self-improvement,
Yes.
improving your self-image,
Definitely.
getting the confidence, all those key things that will make a productive person. That's good.
If a young lady was interested in buying your book and she came across your book in the aisle at the bookstore, what would you say to her that would assure your readers that you're like some sort of authority? Like what is your history, or what is your experience that you can share with others, like
what qualifies you to write this
exactly
book?
Right. In so many words.
Oh my goodness. Well, let's see. I was married for 18 years.
Oh boy.
Yeah. So I when my marriage ended, and I think a lot of women can probably relate, when you're suddenly single, you feel like maybe you need a relationship to validate you because you don't know who you are anymore.
That is true. Men can relate to that too, not just women.
Yeah, I think, definitely.
What did you say, Timur?
Is it really validation though, or is it that you just don't want to be lonely? you know?
I think it's a little both, so I do touch on that in the book as far
Really?
as
Okay.
loneliness versus,
Right,
knowing
because-
the difference between being alone and
'Cause
being lonely.
There are a lot of people who may be accepting of a relationship that isn't the best because they're afraid of being lonely, you know?
Yes. Oh, and
Yeah.
that happens quite a bit.
Sure, I was in that situation. You know?
I think we've all been there one time or another.
Yeah, where you rather be with someone because being alone.
It's miserable.
Yes.
Right.
Yes. And it's true now. I've been single since 2011, and there's times where I go through periods of feeling loneliness, not only being lonely, but just feeling that
Right.
feeling of loneliness where it's like, oh, I wish I had someone, but having the wrong person there isn't always the best scenario. So.
Yeah, it might be a toxic thing, that you're just kind of content with. And that's not a productive or healthy lifestyle at all.
It's a vicious cycle when you think about it.
Sure.
You're dating somebody for the wrong reasons. You're being selfish because you want the attention. Yet this person isn't providing or adding anything, no substance to the relationship or anything to you. And it's just, really, it's the companionship's like empty words almost.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly. Yes.
So your book came out recently, or has this been out for a while?
It's brand new, right?
No, it is brand new. It will be out, I'm guessing, next month. So we're still finishing it up.
And you have a function coming up that you can talk about.
I do. It's actually on Sweetest Day, October 21st.
Oh, look
Yeah.
at that.
So
How
it's
sweet.
Yes, it's on Sweetest Day, and it's more of a book cover reveal party. It's a brunch for women, and it's just kind of an empowerment thing.
So your book cover has not been revealed yet.
No,
so
not
this
yet.
is exciting.
Yes.
Just imagine the guys that want to give that gift to their ladies. Look, honey, what I got you. A ticket to the self-empowerment thing so you can find out the reasons you don't need me anymore.
Here, go buy yourself.
There you go. Go by yourself. You're coming back by yourself.
Yeah, see, that'd be a great gift. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just make sure you take her to the spa the day before,
Right. Yeah, get yours before it's over.
So when you come to the event, it's a brunch, and there's going to be raffles and a lot of soul sating, I call it, and soul sating.
Right, I read that on the little blurb there.
Invitation.
Yes.
So
and
soul sating, you say is what exactly?
It's a term I've coined, and it's something that I use as a term for a conversation with your soul. So I think a lot of women, need to, I believe in the power of like sisterhood, and I think that a lot of us need to converse with each other and be there for each other rather than compete.
Humans are
with
pack
each other.
animals, and
Yes.
they'd rather be in a group rather than singled out.
Yes. And when you are single, you need that. You need your friends every now
Sure.
and then.
Companionship.
I've been called the animal my whole life, so I can relate to that. And yes, you need the companionship. It's always nice to have somebody there.
So that gives me a question is, you wrote the book specifically to empower young women or
women of all ages.
Women of all, obviously.
Yes.
But for a fella like myself who, say, may be interested in reading your book, am I going to learn stuff out of this as well? I mean, is there anything I can find in there for me, even though I'm not female,
Will we understand women better after reading this book?
I was going to say that. Thank you, Jay. Yeah, I was going to say it'll help give you a better understanding of women.
Hey,
Yes.
Tim, that's it. I'm buying us two, all right, man?
All right.
All right. We got this, dog.
I'll send you a Christmas card.
Yes, but the reason it's geared more towards women is because I'll tell you that about 95% of the people who dine alone in restaurants are men. Women don't do that. A man will go out and he'll eat by himself, or he'll sit at the bar by himself. Women just don't
Gone
do
to the
it.
movies by myself.
Yes, men will go to the movies alone, and for women, it's like there's this stigma attached to it, like, oh, you're a loser, or you're lonely, or you can't get a man, and they won't do it.
Societal pressure.
It's like that scene in Forgetting Sarah Marshall. He's like, damn, by yourself, man? You want like a magazine or something?
Yeah, when he came to the restaurant.
Right.
Yeah, so that's the reason it's geared more towards women, because I think men do a good job at that, at being able to go out alone, and they're not worried about what other people think or how they're viewed,
Yeah, women will go out just for the relaxation part of it. Guys like Tim and I will go out and stuff. It'd be like, hey, Tim, which one you want? The one on the left or the right?
Wow.
Hey, don't deny it, dude. Come on now. You're just as sick and perverse as I am.
Oh,
That's why we get along, sir.
Airing out the dirty laundry, huh, Jay?
Why not, man? Come on. Our listeners need the honesty. They can use it. Come on now.
Speaking of which, if you got any questions for Wanda, you can call the show. Area code 847-866-9687. Again, that number is area code 847-866-WNUR. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world.
A lot of stuff.
First of all, I don't even know where to start, man. All last week.
Condolences to Chicago's own Hugh Hefner.
That's a good place to start. Hugh Hefner did go to Steinmetz High School in Chicago.
Yes, he did.
He was in Beverly Hills Cop.
He was in Beverly Hills Cop 2.
Yeah, when they went to the Playboy Mansion.
Right.
Man.
I mean, he was a Chicago icon, man.
Sure,
what else can you say? I mean, he basically...
He paved
was
the
one of
way...
leaders, right. He's on the Mount Rushmore of the sexual revolution.
Yeah,
era,
as well as, like, the freedom of speech.
Correct. To
movement.
actually accept it as an art is rather than obscene and vulgar, which people saw it as.
Where Hustler and Larry Flint went all...
Well, that's different, though. You're admiring the female form and all of its beauty as opposed to just something, certain provocative other, you know what I mean, we're trying to get at.
Scant clad.
Yeah, I mean, well, it's not just that, but the certain actions or poses that different from a woman just showing her beauty. Let's say it's not airbrush, it's natural, like they would do back then, Marilyn Monroe, or even if they use a little makeup, who cares? But the natural form, the female form, the beauty of it, everything that makes you, thank the Lord that you're a heterosexual male. And you go from that, or you go to something like we said, vulgar, Penthouse, Hustler,
yeah.
Something that's more
Cherry.
okay. Now you're getting more graphic. You're not just appreciating the form,
Right.
You go
You're
from
exploiting
softcore
it.
to hardcore, literally.
You're exploiting it.
That's exactly that's exactly what it is. You go from.
But that's what
hardcore to
everybody
softcore.
wants. It's always to the extent of the extreme.
Well, yeah, we push the button as a society, as mankind, as the years go on. But at the same time, you can also have an appreciation. Playboy did well because they were upper class.
Sure.
They basically had that class and they had that sense to know what they were.
Right.
They basically catered fine likes for men. Basically, it was GQ.
It was respectable to have it on your coffee table.
Correct. It was basically kind of like GQ for men, but also with the touch of having ladies there and, topless, bottomless, full nudity, whatever you want to call it.
Wanda,
and it gave you that style with how to dress, what was good, what was in, pop culture, everything. And also gave you, local. I mean, that was a bit the fantasy element of it. Local girls that are willing to look like this and to do this and everything, and well compensated, either way. But let's get the female perspective on this.
I'm curious.
I can't wait to hear this. Go ahead.
I was waiting for her to chime in.
Alrighty.
No, I'm a big fan of Playboy. I thought it was it was always done tastefully. And, I read somewhere that the first issue, he didn't even put a date on there because he thought that would be his last issue. Like, he wasn't ready for it.
It was too risque for the world.
Yeah. And, when you compare him to the likes of, like, Larry Flint?
Larry Flint.
Yes. Yeah. I know it was just done tastefully. It was done in a different way. I think it was more admiring women, like Jay said, in their beauty, in their natural beauty, rather than, looking at it as porn.
Yeah.
So, I'm a big fan.
It's awesome to hear. So in the last 2 weeks, we lost two pretty big Chicago icons with Bobby Heenan.
Bobby Heenan, right. Look, check out the shirt, man. See the shirt, Timmer? I just got it in the mail. Heenan School of Broadcast Journalism, sir.
Oh, that's awesome.
That's the one. That's basically my Facebook
got
profile.
The headset
pic.
he's known for wearing.
Absolutely,
when he was
man.
talking.
Bobby Heenan, one of the greatest of all time managers. Heels, probably the greatest heel, as we mentioned last week, in pro wrestling history.
That is correct.
And then now Hugh Hefner, man, the guy that bought us the bevy of beauties, man. I mean, think about it. I remember how old you were, I'm sure, Tim, when you opened up your first Playboy. I remember how old I was when I was the first
too
one.
young, for sure.
But they had good
too
interviews,
young.
though. Donald Trump graced the covers. Michael Jordan was interviewed several times. Initially, it was
that's a name
uninhibited.
That's a name you probably don't want to mention on WNUR.
What's that?
Trump.
Oh, come on now, man. Why?
Because it's campus town, dude.
Well, either way, man. Trump's America now, boy.
Oh, boy.
It sure is.
It sure is.
All right, so little stats about the dearly departed Hugh Hefner. Was born during the Prohibition era in Chicago, Illinois on April 9th, 1926. He was the first child of Grace Caroline, who worked as a teacher, and Glenn Lucius Hefner, an accountant. His parents were from Nebraska, had a younger brother, Keith, his mother, He attended Sayre Elementary School and Steinmetz College Prep, then served from 1944 to 1946 as a U.S. Army writer for a military newspaper. Hefner graduated from the University of Illinois at Urbana-Champaign with with a Bachelor of Arts in Psychology and a double minor in Creative Writing and Arts. He earned his first degree in 2.5 years in 1949. After graduation, he took a semester of graduate courses in sociology at Northwestern University.
Wow.
But dropped
small
out
world.
soon after.
Speaking of Northwestern University, there was an issue that Jay brought up before the show of an actress who has recently come out and told us she had breast cancer. Julia Louis-Dreyfus.
Yes, sir.
Who's
From
also
Seinfeld, from
alma
Veep.
mater.
Yes.
From not WNUR, but I don't know. Maybe she was on the radio show.
Why wouldn't she be?
Because she's an actress.
Hell, come on.
They got
She's
their
got to
own-
get her chops somewhere, too.
They got their own theater set
Yeah, I
up
know.
next door. Yeah, man, tough.
She's fight, man. She's all fight, man. She's Elaine Bennett.
Is
from
she
Seinfeld,
still doing
dude.
that?
The Veep
First
show?
Lady, yeah.
Yeah, she's won Emmys for it, man. Best actress, best outstanding actress in a miniseries, man.
We talk a lot about music on the show and like things that have happened on this day in the history of music.
What do we got?
We got a whole lot of stuff, but before that, Jay, we check out a lot of shows, you and I. And
Yes, we do.
Coming up is the Believe by Cher, the Cher Show.
The Cher Show
to premiere in
Do you
Chicago.
believe in
Yeah,
that show.
Really? It's a 5-week pre-Broadway engagement.
Oh wow!
In Chicago, and it's gonna be from June 12th to July 15th. So that's already.
So it's Cher's life story.
Yeah, I guess.
Brought in music, right?
Yeah.
Is that what it is? That's awesome, man.
It's gonna premiere at the Neil Simon Theater in the fall of 2018.
Oh.
So.
Is Cher actually in it?
Yeah, I believe so.
Really?
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
it's
Wow.
It's her story. I mean, come on.
You got to do Sonny Bono in it too, man. Right? Sonny and Cher.
I got
you,
you,
babe. Dun, dun. That played over and over. That damn Groundhog Day, man. That wouldn't end, right?
Yeah. Well, thisdayinmusic.com cannot be reached, so we're gonna have to skip that portion. And Gesundheit. There's a new movie out that people are either spinning one way or the other about called Mother. I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I've heard mixed reviews, just as you said it.
But it is, yeah, I guess it is a retelling of the Bible of some sorts.
Right.
And
an adaptation of the Bible.
Right, and I've seen a bunch of Aronofsky's movies before. They're pretty good.
Oh, he's great. He's
yeah.
Pi, the movie Pi.
Pi is great.
Excellent movie. I saw that many years ago.
Requiem is great.
Requiem. He did The Wrestler.
The Wrestler was amazing.
Resuscitated the career of Mickey
Rourke.
Mickey Rourke. He
And-
did the Black Swan, which is excellent.
Right, and then
Got Natalie
that's where it
Portman an
ends.
Oscar.
The Tree movie was
That's
bad.
it?
The one with Russell Crowe was bad, where he's Noah. I think
Yeah,
it's called Noah.
That was a cash grab. Come on now, that was a huge Hollywood epic wannabe movie. You know
Yeah,
that.
'cause it
was all special effects, man.
It wanted to be like Lord of the Rings with all the rock monsters and all
Right.
that weird stuff.
But it also ended up being like The Day After Tomorrow, with just nothing but smoke and mirrors and special effects.
No substance.
Of course not, man. That
But
was a cash
it's
grab for him, man.
Yeah, and it's a shame is that great actors, great writers,
Right.
great director, and then you just smack some crap together and that's it.
Yeah, that's half of Hollywood, right? 1 Million BC. Remember that movie?
Yeah.
Expensive as it was. The
But
Day After Tomorrow.
I'll definitely check this film out when I get a chance.
It starts though. Javier Bardem's in it. You have Jennifer Lawrence as the lead.
The Man in Black from have you seen that show on was it
Which
Showtime with the robots Westworld?
HBO, I think, isn't it?
HBO, yeah.
I have not, but I've heard excellent things about it, man. It's such a
Yeah.
good show from what
Ed
I heard.
Harris is the man in that
Nice.
show.
Ed Harris is good on a lot of things, man.
He's
You know which
good.
I like him in is in the what is it called? History of Violence.
Haven't seen it.
You haven't seen it?
No.
Great movie, man. Viggo Mortensen.
Is that the one where he's a cop?
No, he's basically relocates. He's kind of like his own witness protection.
Yeah,
he just
yeah.
leaves.
Viggo Mortensen. Yeah.
Yeah, he goes, opens up a coffee shop, and then the old gangsters find out where he's at, and he's got to start. You guys relive his history of violence, baby. It's a very violent movie, very graphic. It's a graphic novel, if I'm not mistaken.
Graphic novel.
It is a graphic novel.
Speaking of which, Walking Dead.
Nah, I haven't really. I don't watch that
No?
religiously. No, not really. Unless it's a comedy for me, man. I hardly do the drama stuff, man. To be honest with you.
There hasn't been any good comedies lately, though.
Well, I like Vice Principals with Danny McBride.
Haven't seen
Kenny
it.
Powers. That's funny.
Yeah. It looks good.
There's a Curb Your Enthusiasm is coming back.
That's
How can you
true.
not love Larry
Again,
David,
again.
co-creator of Seinfeld? Speaking of Seinfeld, before I mean, it's a comedy, man. It makes you laugh. If I have to think too much like Game of Thrones, I'm like, man, I'll just binge watch it when the series is over, man. As much as I like Peter Dinklage, Tyrion. So actually, Wanda and I worked for him at McCormick. So
Peter Dinklage?
Oh, a guy that thought he was Peter Dinklage, right, Wanda? Yes. You can comment on this. Come on, he was a brave little man. Come on, he was a brave little hands, little sausage fingers.
He's got
smell
these
like cabbage.
hands.
Connie, circus folk, smell like cabbage.
All right, well, we got a couple of quick news stories out of Chicago, and then we'll get to our first music break. And this one's probably going to affect everybody, as Chicago has been cracking down on the party buses. If you don't know the party buses, they take you around to the bars downtown.
Everything, man.
You can drink on them and, just be yourself and maybe even turn it into a bang bus. I don't know.
It's like a fishbowl for douchebags.
yeah.
They're all out there doing the Gangnam Style. Whoop, 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 whoop.
Yeah.
They had a strobe light on there. Remember that? That's how they get down, dude.
Yeah.
It's not a party until these wasted girls start puking all over the bus.
No, I feel like I'm missing out. I've never been in one.
You haven't been in one?
No, I'm gonna have to rent.
It's like what the Bachelor and Bachelorettes do, right?
Down.
For their little party weekend,
Sure,
they'll take the bus, they'll have to drive.
Yeah.
Right, but it's amateur hour. They'll do kind of like the equivalent of what is it? On the train. Bar hopping with the train hopping, whatever.
Yeah.
That's when people do that. They'll go to little towns in between.
Yeah, you can get on the metro and
stops,
drink.
right. Just go and boom, booze, and next stop and booze and blah, 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 blah.
But according to CBS News Chicago, the city of Chicago is cracking down on the party bus operators who are not following the law. So far this weekend, Chicago police, working with the city, issued 5 tickets to party buses not following city ordinance, enacted in April that requires security guards to be on board of trips with 15 passengers or more. These trips that serve alcohol and those that make stops to drink. So like the bar crawl kind of buses.
And some kid lost his life, remember? I'm sure that's going to be an added
man, how many dummies have died from drinking?
It was moving. It was on the expressway, as a matter of fact.
And what did he do?
Somehow he propped open the door. He fell out of a 55-mile-an-hour moving vehicle, and he died, man.
I can't comment.
Young guy.
I can't comment.
What do you I know what you're thinking, right? The Darwin theory just proving itself every day, right? Just thinning out the pool there, right, pal?
I think I don't have to say anything.
Right? Like those people that shoot themselves with the gun, right?
Yeah.
Just that's all you got to say, right?
Or
bring it at their face, at their body, their extremities, and
or they bring the extension cord into the tub with them.
Right. Oh, you have to have that, right? Saying don't use this in the shower.
The party's over for bus operators who don't play by the rules in the city of Chicago. Mayor Rahm Emanuel threatened when the new ordinance was introduced. This is a smart approach to hold problem operators accountable and boost safety on the many reputable buses throughout the city.
Just another thing for them to tax, man.
Party buses are popular and fun service, but it's important that operators and riders play by the rules, Alderman Brendan Riley said in a statement. All these aldermen and politicians got all this stuff to say about these buses.
Right.
What about families,
Right.
This ordinance will improve safety on those buses, whether they are downtown or anywhere in Chicago. Police said numerous shootings connected to the party buses are just one reason for the increased pressure. The crackdown also netted 35 tickets for valet companies operating illegally and 61 tickets for stores selling cigarettes without collecting taxes. How dare you?
Yeah, right? Come on, we want our nickels, man. Every single nickel. Come on.
The city wants to rob you at every turn at the grocery store, dude.
You want a sugary drink?
Yeah.
Hey,
you need a bag to carry your groceries? Pay this.
Everything. You want to park here?
Screw you, pay me.
Right. Screw you, pay me, right? Like Goodfellas.
Yeah. You don't have the money? Screw you, pay me.
Right. And then when you can't squeeze out another nickel, you light the joint, right?
Yeah.
You light it up.
Yeah. I don't know if you've heard about the Equifax issue, but Chicago is taking steps to recover some money they may have lost in the Equifax hacks.
Now, is this a credit check service? Is that what this is?
Equifax is one of 5 companies that control all of the credit in this country. Every time you go sign for an application for a loan, it's looked at by one of 3 companies, and Equifax is one of them. So essentially everybody's on record that's ever used their social security number for a credit report of some kind. So, and I'm not entirely sure what Chicago wants to sue over, but there's a report here from the Associated Press saying the city of Chicago filed a lawsuit Thursday against the credit reporting company Equifax over a data breach that exposed personal information of 143 million people, including more than 5 million in Illinois.
Yo.
That's almost half the state, man. Mayor Rahm Emanuel said the company should be held accountable for the breach and the delay in notifying customers. Well, when you do something that bogus, you're going to have to cover it up, right?
Well, at least, you got to get somebody in there. You got to Aaron Brockovich the situation, man.
Yeah. Chicago
Class action, baby.
Chicago residents have been unnecessarily exposed to financial risks due to Equifax's irresponsible and reckless actions that prioritize profit over the privacy and safety of consumer data. Equifax disclosed this month that hackers exploited the software flaw that the company didn't fix to hide Social Security numbers, birth dates, and personal information that provide the keys to identity theft. The Chicago lawsuit filed in Cook County Circuit Court accuses Equifax of violating Chicago's consumer fraud ordinance and state laws regarding information privacy, consumer fraud, and deceptive practices. The lawsuit says the company waited months to inform people who were affected, then misled consumers by initially offering complimentary identity theft protection and credit file monitoring that required a waiver from future legal action. Well, that is the most bogus thing I've ever heard. We've let go your information, but here we're going to offer you a free complimentary protection service so that information doesn't get released. Like, what the hell are you thinking?
So the guy's charged with, messing up and want to charge you for cleaning it up.
Right. Like, when you run a monopoly on
That's exactly what it is. It's like a Ponzi scheme, man.
Right. When you have complete control over an entire industry, you can do that.
Yeah, of course you can.
You can just say, we're sorry, but if you pay us $10 more, it's like Comcast.
Right.
Hey, I got poor service all month. Well, we'll give you $10 off your next bill.
What is that going to do for me?
Nothing.
Right.
So,
well, Walmart squeezed out the mom and pop stores. You guys know that.
Yeah, I mean,
there's no mom and pop store. Sorry, this has been your lifelong, bread and butter.
Walmart it's because Walmart sells cheap Chinese goods.
Right.
So
and they buy on cheap land and create their stores.
Right. In poor neighborhoods.
Of course. Right.
Walmarts are always near like the Goodwills and stuff.
Right. Wanda, what do you think about Walmart? As a working mom, what do you think about Walmart?
It's a great place for school supplies.
Yes, I do.
Sam Walton and his family have been very good to us.
No, I've moved to Chicago recently, and the Walmart is so far from me, so I'm a Target shopper now.
Oh, look at that.
Yeah.
Are you based out of Minneapolis, Minnesota?
Yes, but I pay 7 cents a bag because I always forget.
You don't do your recycling bag, your own bag?
No, I forget.
Oh, always keep it in your car, girl.
Yeah, I know, but I forget them in the cars.
Oh, my God.
Yeah, it's not a routine you're used to doing.
Yes, and then if I buy soda, I'm paying the soda tax plus the bag.
They say that the soda tax is just driving up business outside of the taxed areas.
Oh, of course it is. DuPage County, Kane County, all the surrounding county, Will County. Think about it.
You buy 2 cases at a time, and you're saving yourself like $6.
Right.
It's ridiculous. And
it's almost like Commiacs, right, Timmer? He's like, I get my soda from the outside. The outside!
There's, what was I? Never mind. 6 more Chicago police districts to get gunshot detection technology. So apparently, the gun violence in Chicago is continuing. I don't know if you've heard any stories lately of people getting shot, like 16 over the last 2 days.
What's it been, 500 for the year so far? Is that what the big number they hit a couple days ago?
If you give me a moment here, I can give you exact statistics because of our unofficial sponsor, HeyJackass.com.
Did we used to do this with the bell, like ding, 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 ding?
Yeah. We would.
It literally was a live counter to tell you how many homicides were going on
in September to date.
Recorded.
So the entire month of September, shot and killed 57, shot and wounded 272.
Yo.
Total shot 329, total homicides 57.
And a lot of teenagers too. The reports have come out. A lot of youth.
A person is shot on average this month every 2 minutes and 17 seconds.
Good
Killed
Lord.
every 12 minutes and 18 seconds. That's insanity, dude.
Hey, young Pappy warned us, bro.
Young Pappy did warn us. And his legion of followers are still out there.
From the hardcore streets of Naperville, Illinois, baby.
So I guess the police are stepping up their gunshot detection systems in the city, offering the protection now in 6 more areas of the city, which is where most of the gun violence is happening. The Chicago Police Department will be expanding the gunshot detection capabilities and their integration and other crime-fighting technologies into 6 patrol districts, a police spokesman said Friday night. This means that more than half the city's 22 patrol districts will be using ShotSpotter and other technologies to help Chicago police better predict where shootings may occur.
Is this like a free app? Can I get this?
ShotSpotter.
Where not to go party and look for extracurricular activities there on
it's
the
right
weekend
next to the Uber and,
Uber Eats.
Yeah. Yeah. ShotSpotter. So far this year, the department stepped up its use of the technology to combat violence after a disastrous 2016 that saw more than 4,300 people shot and over 760 homicides. Chicago's highest killing toll in 2 decades.
Good Lord.
5
Hey, we got a caller.
Yes, we do. 5 of the 6 new districts getting the technology: Wentworth, Grand Crossing, South Chicago, Calumet, and Chicago Lawn are Guglielmi. What is this guy's name? And said Anthony Guglielmi, the police department's chef spokesman, not chief spokesman. The 6th district getting the technology will be Grand Central, which covers portions of the west and northwest side. It goes on to say blah, 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 yada, 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 yakety schmackety. As the first 9 months of 2017 draw to a close, homicides citywide over the same period in 2016 were down about 8%, and the total shooting victims have dropped about 12%. On Friday, Chicago Police First Deputy Superintendent Kevin Navarro said 7 patrol districts on the north, northwest, and south sides have also had fewer shooting incidents so far this year when compared to the same period in 2015. So I'm not sure about what exactly these gizmos do or how
Just
they
cost money?
Right.
Just cost more money.
Other than a contract with the city for repairs and maintenance, which is like $100,000 a year, because this is extremely rare and obsolete technology.
You're better off calling Cleo from the psychic hotline to figure out where the next victim in Chicago, right? Call me now to find out when you're getting shot. Lord have mercy.
Okay, so we got one more story. It's a feel-good story before we go.
That's always nice.
Right, it's a change of pace because of the miserable state of the city of Chicago and the state of Illinois. Video captures neighbors rescuing women
from her hospital bed
home.
this midday. Jerry Kelly tells us she didn't think she'd get out alive. The disabled Englewood woman trapped on the second story of her burning home yesterday evening. But that's when her son and neighbors took matters into their own hands. There was no way for her to get out?
No way. She couldn't get down the stairs. The only way was the window.
Wade Rankin and other neighbors flew into action, witnesses say, assisting a son trying to save his mother. This cell phone video capturing the moments after Good Samaritans managed to pull Jerry Kelly out of the burning house on the 600 block of West 61st Place. So you just didn't even think about it, just swung into action?
I mean, if we didn't react, something bad could have happened. So we had to react before, the fire department came.
Police, paramedics, and firefighters quickly arrived to help lower Kelly from the roof, and she was rushed off to the emergency room. Neighbor Venus Simpson capturing the entire rescue on video.
It was amazing what they did. The young man, that was his mama, and then the other gentleman helping them pull out the window, busting the glass. They ain't had time to really wait on no fire departments.
After the rescue, family members thank Wade Rankin and others for their quick action. No doubt in anyone's mind that the neighborhood saved Jerry Kelly's life. She could have died, huh?
Yeah, she could have, but thank God she didn't. The neighbor rescued her, and I appreciate. Thank y'all.
Heroes, I tell you.
Those who know Veronica Blake tell me she grew up in a good.
What was that, Jay?
It's finally a positive story to come out. It's all negativity, man. That's the only. That's
well,
what makes me sad.
But that's what the media
people talk about the city.
On.
It's such a beautiful city that we live in. Great people, everything.
Advertisers don't get paid unless you're shocked and outraged.
The shock value.
Yeah. So it's the state of the world we live in. If it ain't got blood and guts, nobody wants to hear about it.
Right. That's the shock value. You're right.
What do you think,
young lady?
It's like.
What do you have to say, Wanda, about that? What do you think about the violence? How to curb it? What can we do as as a
if you were mayor,
concerned citizen.
Right. If you were mayor of the city, what would your steps be?
I don't know about being mayor, but I think that what those people did there in Englewood is what needs to be done. That just to be aware of what's going on in your neighborhood, to help each other out and report it. And
that's a crucial and integral part of everything, is to be aware and be involved in your neighborhood. Because how many people don't even know their neighbors? How many people don't even talk to their neighbors?
Right.
Hey, the more you talk, the more community you have, and then the more community you have, the less trouble you're gonna have in your community.
I'll have to admit, I'm an anti-State Farm, slogan guy. I'm like a good neighbor, stay over there.
Stay the hell over there.
Yeah, stay over there, man.
So you're checking out the LOERadio Show here on WNUR's Freeform Programming, in studio with local author Wanda Sparks. No relation to Bubba, I assume.
No relation to Bubba.
Jay, you didn't even get that?
Of course I did, man. Yeah, he was a one-time prodigy of Timberland, right?
Horrible jokes.
Ugly, ugly,
ugly, ugly.
That's right. It's like, put the switch on him. Dun, 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 dun.
Yeah, without Timberland, he's nobody.
Without Timberland, a lot of people are nobody,
That's
man.
True. That's true. So check it out. We're going to break for a couple of songs here. It's more hip-hop, and then we'll be back on the other side.
We got sports coming up. Got some good sports notes, guys.
Yeah, got some good stuff on sports, some bad stuff, too.
And some bad stuff, too.
Some horrible stuff coming out of Chicago in the sport world.
Right. College basketball bad. College Chicago Bears bad.
Yeah. And Dwayne Wade, see you later. So we'll talk more about that, but coming up right now, what do we got? It's the Loonies. This one's called Put the Lid on You. WNUR.
Hey, this is Big J. Okerson, and you're listening. That's hilarious. Hey, this is Big J. Okerson, and you're listening to Laugh or Else Radio. I don't know what the else is, but I'm looking at this guy, and it's probably involving butt stuff.
The Laugh or Else radio show has been known to play some music and say some words that could be very well interpreted as inappropriate by some of the more sensitive and younger listeners out there in Radio Land. Fortunately for LOERadio, WNUR-FM finds this type of talk, ideas, and media to be artistically and culturally significant for the greater good of mankind. We are only allowed to broadcast this type of entertainment between a very specific set of hours due to the current indecency tolerance of the faculty, which is, for some arbitrary reason, 11:30 p.m. to 6 a.m., rather than the official guidelines drawn up by the FCC regarding safe harbor for all of radio.
Welcome back. It's Laugh or Else Radio Show here at WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. My name is Tim Radicek, your freeform community DJ, and I'm joined in studio with the legendary mixologist Jay Sal.
That's right, we're here, guys.
We also got a special guest in the studio, Wanda Sparks, author of the book. What was the title again?
Table for One.
Table for One, a self-help book. Is that how you would describe it, or
an
positive reinforcement?
Yeah, more like an inspirational novel.
Inspirational novel geared towards ladies.
Yes.
So you're going to want to check that out. When does it come out? Next month?
Next month.
Well, at the end of this month, or?
No, when I say next month, I think I mean November.
When it is available, where can people look for it? Where should they go to get their pre-order?
Well, the event that I'm having, you'll have a chance to pre-order, and that's October 21st.
Where can they get details online about this event?
And they can follow me on Instagram at I am Wanda Sparks. And my tickets are also available on Eventbrite. And if they just searched Set the Table, they can find it there. It's called Set the Table, Embodying Self-Love is the name of the event.
It's Saturday, October 21st from 12 p.m. to 3 p.m.
Yes.
At the City Epicure, what is it?
City Epicurean event.
What's Epicurean? It's too big for my vocabulary.
That's just the name of the place. I don't know.
All right.
It's like an arboretum, Jay.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
City Epicurean Events. 2258 West Grand Avenue in Chicago, Illinois, 60612.
Yes.
Is there a phone number?
Is there a phone number?
No, there's not a phone number.
No, there's not.
Do you want to give away your phone number on the air?
No.
Gentlemen listening in, she is single. Oh.
Play Matchmaker, area code 847 866-9687.
Oh, no.
No, if you got any topics or any questions for Wanda, we'll surely entertain some of that, as long as you keep it kosher. I don't want any D-bag trolls on the phone.
Yeah, no shenanigans tonight, guys. More with these shenanigans.
Yeah, so that's a lot of stuff going on around the world that we could talk about. Trump setting off the NFL.
Oh, God, take a knee.
Take a knee.
Right.
Take it. I'm down on bended knee, as Boys the Men said.
I'm down on bended knee.
Yeah, I got horror stories about that album.
Do you?
Yeah.
Why? Was it a bad experience?
Yeah.
Come on, baby. I played this for you, sweetheart.
Yeah, it's
Come
something
on,
like
honey. It's
that.
1994. Give me some sugar.
No, I bought it for a chick I was seeing. Like, it came out.
Oh, and?
Well, she wanted to play it when we got down for the first time.
Did she get down on bended knees?
No.
No?
I know where you go with that, Jay, but no.
Yeah, okay. All right.
No, so, yeah, Trump, NFL, this whole thing, I don't understand it. I'm just trying to watch football.
Right.
And I don't care either way who's doing what.
Right.
Do what you gotta do. Stand there, kneel, do cartwheels. I don't give a damn,
People
dude.
got offended. Remember when Tim Tebow used to do the thank you, Jesus, after he scored a touchdown?
Because he's a Catholic or
He's a
Christian.
devout Christian.
Right.
Yeah.
So it's just not typical, so people get upset about it.
Right. So this is, I mean, even veterans and police officers come out saying, I don't care if you stand or if you kneel. The fact is, I'm fighting for your right to do so.
But I do believe there's a bit of an execution issue there. The Cowboys did it right, I believe, where they knelt before the anthem and then they stood holding arms during the anthem.
That was nice.
That shows both sides respect, and then everybody's a winner. You can't complain about that.
Right.
So I think Jerry Jones got down on his 96-year-old knee, and it was the right thing to do.
How long did it take him to get back up?
Till the end of the game.
No problem.
They carted him off on the.
They carted him off there.
Yeah. So I don't understand it. I think I think after Trump's tweets, it became kneeling against Trump. I don't know. That's just the way it felt. It's like
the president is really, really ticking off a lot of part of the world.
And the news ain't doing anybody any favors by just smearing his name through the mud. So.
The mayor of San Juan is calling him out, and he backlash saying, "Oh, they want everything." The poor victims of the hurricane in Puerto Rico, and a lot of them still without drinkable water, and a lot of them without power, without any forms of communication. It's a horrible incident everywhere, man. These hurricanes, these horrible events going on. Earthquake in Mexico.
The ongoing humanitarian effort, though, is happening. It's on an island after 2 hurricanes hit it. What are you gonna do? It's not the easiest thing to get aid to. So you gotta kind of wait and let the military and all they lifted that Jones Act or whatever, so everybody else can now get their
supplies.
You can get water in from any port from everywhere now. So, I mean, over the next couple of weeks, it'll be trouble because there's still water all over the island. There's no power anywhere. So, yeah, I mean, but look, Texas and Florida are still like, they still got their own issues going on over there. So
bad stuff's going on, man.
It's just a bad timing, bad series of events, and it's, there's limited help to go around to get everybody. So eventually, everybody's gonna get settled back to normal.
I hope so, man.
I mean, that's FEMA and all that. That's what they do. That's their job. Their job is to go put up sandbags and hand out water. So that's gonna happen.
Yeah. Well, FEMA dropped the ball with Hurricane Katrina in New Orleans when the levees broke.
Well, yeah. I mean, they kind of know the situation there and should have been prepared for that.
Right.
So I don't know how that.
Wanda, what do you think? You're a proud Puerto Rican American. You have family down there. Last time that I spoke off the air, that you said everybody was good. Thank God.
Yes,
so
finally.
What do you think about this?
Yeah, we heard from everyone finally, but the hurricane actually came in through my hometown.
Oh my!
And
which one? The first one or the second one?
The second one, Hurricane Maria, came in through. It's a little town in the mountains, and we were just worried because most of the houses there are built by the people who live in them.
So you got a first-hand account from people who live there.
Oh, yeah.
So what are they saying about the efforts that are there to help and do all that? Because like a couple days ago, there were no phones, How are they communicating?
No, but see, that's the thing. We have all the information here. but they don't have it over there because they don't have access to the internet.
Right. So how did you get through to them? I don't understand.
Well, my aunt was finally able to make it down the road once some of the debris was clear and was able to get cell phone signal and call us and let us know that she was okay. But she's lived there her whole life, so she was definitely prepared for the hurricane. Her daughter, who lives next door, lost like everything because the roof of her house collapsed. So
oh my God.
She lost everything, but she's prepared as far as food and water and gas
and I assume her immediate family down there is okay as well.
Yes, everyone thankfully is okay.
That's good to hear.
The important part, yeah.
That is good to hear.
I got a friend on Facebook been in a panic ever since this happened, and like, you gotta just chill and let people work out their things, and eventually you'll hear from your family. Like, I understand, they were saying the death toll was pretty low for that kind of damage, and they got water there like as early as Monday and stuff, so people are getting help. I mean, it's just, I understand it's tough to wait, but you gotta, like, there's nothing else you can do. Unless you want to go swim over there yourself and, start doing stuff. Like, what else can you do?
You can't do much,
right? I mean, it's a tough situation all around. And thoughts and prayers go out to everybody out there fighting.
In Houston and Florida and Puerto Rico and Mexico.
Everywhere. The tornadoes, hurricanes, earthquakes, everything, fires.
Right, Kardashians, everything, man. Victims of everything, all natural disasters.
This poor country.
OJ's getting out, all that. He wants to be reunited with his daughter, Chloe. Is that the one? Is that his daughter?
Chloe,
the Chubbers, the big one.
That's OJ's kid.
You didn't, dude. You didn't hear the rumor?
No.
Yeah, you know how close the dad, right? They all became because of the dad. Kardashian, right? Was a lawyer, defended him. Actually, rumor is that OJ confessed to him and him alone that he actually committed those murders. He was close to the wife, Kris Jenner.
Like, we didn't know he committed those murders.
And he said that, according to reports or whatever, that he could be her dad. Because I guess they look alike, too.
Ooh, yeah, she is kind of big compared to the other two.
The big one.
Yeah, she's the big one.
Yeah, right.
That's the way I know her.
She's the Carney Wilson of the sisters.
The Carney Wilson.
That's funny. She's a Natalie from what's it?
Facts of Life?
From Facts of Life, right?
I seen that.
Good, take the bad.
Yeah, I seen that recently. Yeah. So in world news, Anthony Weiner. Mr. Weiner, who can't keep it in his pants.
That's right.
Finally convicted on some charges, but I don't think he's doing enough time. Anthony Weiner was sentenced to 21 months in prison for teen sexting scandal.
He'll be out in less than a year.
The girl was 15 or 16, and he's texting his junk at her. That's the kind of stuff that get an average person 10 years in jail, but since he was a politician, he's going to get less than 2 with a slap on the wrist.
Right. The wife worked for Hillary Clinton's campaign.
For number one in Clinton's camp.
Yeah.
Was his wife.
Oh,
Uma.
For Bill?
Uma.
Oh.
No, for Hillary.
Hillary, that's right. Her number one, that's right. Yeah, that's right.
And then, because he had paperwork or something that had some issues and that had to do with, like, her emails or whatever. And
correct.
So they were involved in that little bit of whatever, too.
Anthony's Wiener.
Yeah, so we got a little bit of a news story here. Let's see what... it just looks like he's being rushed into court with his goofy orange Mets hat on.
Right. Figures a Mets fan would do that, right?
Be careful.
The Brett Favre thing, right?
Yeah, I would have figured him a Packers fan.
Hey, well, he will be soon. Hey.
Ooh. Why would he do this to his wife, man? She's hot.
Is she?
Yeah.
I haven't seen her.
That's her.
Where? Oh. But when you're that rich, Tim, and you're in politics, you think you're above the law.
Yeah, well, I don't know if it's that he thinks he's above the law. I think he's just a creep.
Right. He goes from above the law to the bottom bunk.
Yeah, and I hope he's biting a pillow.
Ooh.
He deserves to be jettisoned into outer space.
He's going to be tossing a salad in jail?
I think somebody better be tossing something in his direction.
Man, he's going to be in Club Fed. You know that. He's not going to be with the general population.
Yeah.
He'll be protected, man. That's what they do with all those politicians.
Eating pasta in prison.
Probably, right. Getting steaks snuck in like Goodfellas there.
Or he's eating Portillo's. Because that's how good you get it.
Right. Well, I hope he gets it good with a sausage somehow, so for texting a underage girl.
Yeah.
Dirty.
And it's not the first time he's done it, man. The last time he got in trouble and where he had to resign from being a congressman, it was about an underage chick. And then there's this amazing documentary that follows him for the 2 years that he was doing all this crap.
I'll bet.
Like it's like a Vice camera crew that just happened to be following him around, and then it's all about how he's trying to get rid of his demons, and he's going to rehab, and he's doing all this stuff. Sure enough, man, after he vows to clean up his act, like months later, there he is again.
Right. He's got a problem, man.
He's a creep.
Disease, yeah.
He's an absolute creep, degenerate.
He's a pederast.
Pederast.
What the hell is a pederast?
It doesn't matter. It's him.
Shut the hell up, Donnie.
So, I mean, Wiener deserves at least a dime in the clink.
I think Wiener deserves to get it chopped off. What do you think?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, if that's what you're going to keep doing is just sending your wiener.
You go to third world countries, man. They take the actual
eye for an eye.
Right, they take the actual body part that committed the crime.
Yeah.
You're a thief, you get your hands chopped off.
Absolutely.
Well, if you're going to be a rapist and doing that stuff, then
anything with kids, you're on a different level of crime right there. When you expose yourself to children or what. You see that thing on Facebook? Some dude posted a video of
what's that?
Some creep exposing himself to his little girl, and he kicks him swiftly in the junk, dude, with his pants down.
Good.
It is the most vicious thing I'd ever seen, but
that's what he gets.
Deservedly so.
Yeah, well deserved.
Support kids just playing at the playground. You're over there just waving your things around.
Right.
No.
So it was like Eddie Murphy Raw. It's like, and then he kicked him in the ding ding.
That's
right.
And then he had a doo-doo. He dropped his ice cream.
Oh, what do we got here now? What is this? This is another little Halloween-esque...
Yeah, I don't know if you heard about this story, but apparently 27 years ago, there was a killing, and it went down like this. The family of 4 at home. I think the dad was away at work. The mom hears the doorbell ring, answers the door. In front of her kids was shot in the face by a clown.
Oh, my God.
She doesn't die immediately.
Whoa.
She goes to the hospital and survives for a few hours and then is killed. But apparently the killer clown suspect has been arrested 27 years later.
Is his name It? We all float down here, Georgie.
No, it is not Pennywise.
We all float down here, Georgie.
And there is not My Favorite Candy down in the sewer or all these memes about the new album from your favorite band down here.
Right.
You've seen those.
Of course I have, man. You still refuse to see it, correct?
I don't refuse. I'm not going to see it at the theater.
I saw it. I told you, right? I told you I went to go see it. It was a little long for me. It was a decent movie.
I've talked to several people who've seen it, and they're expecting...
What about you, Wanda? Crazy Clowns? Scary Clowns?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
How about you, Jacob? Have you seen it?
Yeah,
What'd you think?
It's good.
He said he liked it.
He likes it.
The young man gets the approval. I thought it was watchable. I just thought it was too long.
Watchable, yeah.
It was okay.
Not bad.
No.
Not terrible. I mean, I'll wait to see it on DVD.
Right. That's the best way to see it.
But before our current era of creepy clowns and the problem they cause for professional clowns, there was a killer clown who frustrated Florida detectives for nearly 3 decades. Not to be confused with John Wayne Gacy.
No, not Des Plaines' very own Gacy.
Des Plaines' very own. Yeah, the Palm Beach County Sheriff's Office announced on Tuesday it had arrested one of its prime suspects from the start, Sheila Keene Warren. On May 26, 1990, a woman named Marlene Warren answered the front door. If you don't know where this is going, you've already missed the key detail in the last names. Front door at her home in Wellington, Florida. She lived in the Aero Club, a tiny community with a private airstrip. Standing at the door was someone dressed as a clown with a bald nose, orange wig, and painted-on smile. The clown held a bouquet of flowers and 2 balloons, one emblazoned with a picture of Snow White and one that said, "You're the greatest." The clown held them out to Marlene and then shot her in the face.
That's creepy as can be, man.
Yeah.
With balloons and flowers, man.
Yeah, man. The case took many strange turns from its already outrageous beginnings. Early on, police identified Sheila Keenan as a suspect. The Sun-Sentinel noted just 2 weeks after the murder, and detectives had requested phone records for Keenan and her then-husband Richard, but wouldn't say why. It goes on. The Sun-Sentinel reported in 92 detectives believed that Keenan Michael Warren were suspects in the killing, meaning the wife, the husband. So, I mean, this goes on, but I'll summarize. What happened was the suspect that they originally thought was a female that worked at a company with the husband. And the husband marries this woman 27 years later, and because of DNA processing getting better over time, they go back through the records, test her against the DNA
DNA samples, yeah.
Right, and then it turns out that she killed this guy's wife. So he marries the chick that kills his wife. Then they wonder if it's premeditated, and they can't pin it on him. So it's a jealous, kind of frustrated side chick kind of thing.
Right.
Truly bizarre, and making people more afraid of clowns. I mean, it's a terrible situation, but I mean, clowns, man, it's like the season right now. It's clown season. And Halloween's right around the corner, so
I like to get ghetto when it comes to those clowns. I'm like, I wish a clown would try to step to me with that.
I really wish a clown would.
I wish you would right now, clown. Tell you what, man, you'd be telling some new stories at the circus there, buddy.
We got a couple of other short stories, but we're gonna take our final music break because I know Jay's itching to get to some sports action.
I got some good news. Got some good and bad news.
Got some good and bad news.
Cubbies good, Bears bad.
Cubbies good, Bears bad. But before that, just a few solid mentions. Saudi Arabia finally lets women drive.
Finally,
yeah, because it was illegal for women to drive in Saudi Arabia until.
You know what I can say now, right? He's like, expect like a million turn signals on for no reason.
Or accidents.
I'm saying it because you're here, lady. That's why.
I know.
I know. She gave me that look. She gave me that look.
Say it even if you weren't.
I know that look.
Belle Gibson was also
who?
She's nobody famous, but according to the story, she's fined $410,000 after misleading people with claims that she cured cancer.
I thought you said Mel Gibson. I'm like, Mel Gibson cures cancer?
No, but he's in that new movie, Stepdads 2 or something.
Yeah. He directed the Oscar-winning one about the kid that
Jerry.
Heartbreak Ridge.
Oh yeah.
Good movie, man. He's a great director.
The one where the kid kept going up the mountain
to save the people. He wouldn't kill anybody. Remember, that was against his religion. He would pray. Beautiful movie, man.
Woman claiming pet allergies dragged off a Southwest flight. This is a bizarre story.
So Southwest is not pulling people from flights.
So this woman's on the plane, and there's a service dog a couple of rows ahead of her. She tells the stewardess, she's like, I got allergies, and the dog needs to go. Well, the dog, the people on the plane said, well, if you got allergies, then you should have your own allergy protection kind of stuff. And she's like, we can't take off unless you give me an EpiPen shot. And they're like, no, if you don't have this stuff, we can't give it to you. Now you're a flight risk, so get the hell off the plane. So they threw her off the plane.
And the dog said, I got my seat paid for,
That's
bitch.
right. And the dog sat in her seat by the window.
Right. And ate her meal, too.
And then finally, before we go to break, a masseur, 24, ripped off woman's sheet during a massage and committed sex acts on her during the session at a nationwide chain that had covered up previous molestation accounts of 3 other women, according to a $25 million lawsuit.
So they're taking happy ending to a whole other level, I see.
This guy created his own happy ending with an unhappy customer.
With an unhappy one. You can't do that. Was he looking for a bigger tip?
Yeah.
By giving his?
I think.
No? Maybe?
Maybe. That's the kind of zinger you'll hear on the freeform programming.
Yes, you will. If you laughed at it, my name is J-Cell. If you did it, my name is Timmer.
Hey, wait a minute. Portions of WNUR's programming may be considered inappropriate for some of the more sensitive and younger listeners out there in Radio Land. WNUR believes this material is to be artistically and culturally significant for the greater good of radio. We only play and share this type of talk, material, and music between the hours of 11:30 p.m. and 6 or 7 a.m. I don't know how that works, but we're going to music break. And on the other side, we're going to do some sports. So stay with us. It's LOERadio Show here on WNUR-FM. The Lynch Mob. Gorillas in the Mist.
Gorillas in the Mist.
Hi, this is Ron Funchen. No, that's not my name. Use this whole thing. This is Ron Funches, and you're listening to Laughs or Else. I don't know what the or else is. I assume it's like crying.
Yeah, welcome back to LOERadio Show here in WNUR-FM, Evanston and Chicago. Joined in the studio with mixologist Jay Sell.
That's right, we're here.
And we also have special guest Wanda Sparks. Still there, Wanda?
I'm still here, still up.
Thanks for joining us. We're about to wrap the show up, but we're going to talk a little bit of sports before we get to...
and play a little audio clip with our dearly departed
that's right.
Hugh Hefner.
Yeah, we're going to play that one for our outro, so you're going to want to listen to the roasting of Mr. Hef.
Very funny stuff, guys, if you
from
haven't
the
heard
legendary roast master Jeff Ross.
That's right.
Jay, what's going on in the sporting world, sir?
I'm glad you asked, Timber, listening audience. We'll start off with, in college basketball news, the University of Louisville fired legendary head coach Rick Pitino this week.
That's right.
A day after documents named in court that were related to a federal corruption probe. Louisville AD Tom Jurich was placed on paid leave as well. In Bears news, during Thursday night's Bears lost to those pesky Green Bay Packers.
Pesky, more like division champs.
Yeah, well, either they're still pesky if you're a Bears fan. Bears linebacker Danny Trevathan blasted Packers Denante Adams. Adams immediately went down, was motionless for several minutes, and was carted off the field.
Was it the rib injury? He broke a rib?
He blasted. I think it was a concussion. Remember that? He was trying to check his extremities with the medical personnel there.
Yeah.
Well, now Mr. Danny Trevathan has now been handed a 2-game suspension, and the Bears lost a lopsided loss, 35-14 to those pesky aforementioned Packers. After upsetting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Yeah.
Sunday, 23-17 in overtime.
So we're looking to see Trubisky next week.
Well, I think so, man. I mean, they got an extended week now. They had the short week, literally won on Sunday, lost on Thursday. So now they have a week and a half to figure out basically what they're going to do at the quarterback position.
It's either Trubisky or Sanchez.
Or Sanchez, man. I'd say go for Sanchez just because he has more
Butt
experience.
fumble.
Butt fumble. Go with my Mexican brethren, and as soon as that he messes up, put in the kid.
Yeah.
As soon as you're officially out of options, you put the kid in.
Yeah.
And in Cubs news, I know you're a happy Cubs fan.
Man.
Cubs on Wednesday clinched the division with a 5-win over the those St. Louis Cardinals, those Redbirds, and they will face the Washington Nationals starting next week. In a week, as a matter
Johnny
of fact.
Lester had a huge day today. 5 shutout innings.
They've won ever since, haven't they? They haven't lost since clinching, right?
They're 14-3 in the last 17 games.
Yeah, they're playing well. Let's see if that bullpen holds up. That's the only thing I'm worried about is the pitching.
As long as the bats can stay hot and keep a 5-run lead, we won't need to see the bullpen.
Oh boy, here we go.
And that's
the ever optimistic Cubs fan.
I think that's the only way we're going to.
You think they're going to repeat?
No.
No.
What
do you think's better, Dodgers?
I don't know, man. Arizona's looking good.
Arizona's looking good. Get hot.
Getting hot. They're on fire right now, and the Cubbies are playing mediocre at best.
Yeah.
So
Blackhawks starting their season.
That's right. The final preseason game was tonight. They won 1-0 on a Shaw late heroics.
Let's see if they can continue that dynasty and do something this year. I know they got upset by the wild card Nashville Predators, and man, let's see what they can do this year.
That's right.
Nothing on the Bulls front. Bulls media day last week. Nobody cares.
Other than Dwayne Wade leaving.
Right, he's now a member of the Cleveland Cavaliers.
To join LeBron.
Derrick Rose, baby.
Derrick Rose, LeBron, and this guy.
And now and they also have from Boston too, Isaiah Thomas Jr. So
now, if Derrick can play a whole season, at least the second half.
At least the second half, you think? No, not with those old knees on D Wade, man. They're still not going to be able to beat the Golden State Warriors in the 7-game series.
They're not the same.
No.
09 Miami Heat.
Right. They're not even going to be able to beat the new rich and powerful Oklahoma City Thunder, man. Now that Oklahoma City has...
Yeah.
Well, no, Kevin Durant's on Golden State.
Right.
But you have Russell Westbrook, you have Paul George joining them, and now you have the other part of the equation is Carmelo Anthony.
Yeah, and then you got this guy, Kyrie Irving.
Yeah. Well, Kyrie's gone.
Yeah, he left the Cavaliers.
He's out of there.
So, yeah, it should be an interesting basketball
season.
It'll
be a interesting fall basketball and hockey.
Speaking of basketball, Jay, I don't know if you're familiar, but the NBA 2K basketball game is out on
stores, on shelves?
Yeah, and people...
Who's the cover?
I don't know who the cover is, but a lot of people are really griping about this newest game because of all the microtransactions within. One of the staples of the game was the player situation.
What does that mean?
Where it's like you create a guy and he starts off as a buster and you got to get him drafted by the NBA and then, you just got to work on his skills to make him better.
Right.
But the whole thing this year is that to make your player better, you got to spend like $1 or $2 to pop.
Are you serious?
To keep boosting his numbers until he gets...
Like with a debit or credit card.
Right.
Oh, come on now.
Yeah, and the people are not happy about it.
Of course not.
And it sucks because there's only one franchise for basketball and video game systems, and that's the NBA 2K series. Just like there's only one football, which is the John Madden.
Right, man.
And all these sports...
So you're saying about this is a monopoly is what you're saying now.
Yeah, and all these sports games are doing this now where you got to pay $2 to get these cards. It's like gambling for kids,
right?
Dude.
This is bad, man.
It's terrible, and it's
these games are expensive enough as it is. $50-$60 a pop,
and they're only good for a year because every year a new basketball, a new football, a new baseball,
like an iPhone.
Out. Yeah, man, and that's another thing. It's like you
like
pay
$1,000 iPhone.
You gotta pay $1,000 for a phone.
I'm not.
That does what new?
Nothing.
What
face
different?
Recognition.
Right? Do I need it? No.
No, not really.
And then when you take your makeup off, Jay, you're not going to be able to
I know, man. You're going
to
take all that Horace Clown makeup I wear every night, man.
You won't be able to use your face.
Come on, man. I need the money, Tim. Please, don't put me on blast like that.
I'm sorry.
I know.
Sorry.
I know you are. I'll give you the show later. Don't worry about it. Off the
air. We got the Kickstarter going for you.
Yes, we did. Thank you, sir.
So
I'll just go fund myself.
That's about it. So just to recap, Miss Wanda Sparks was in studio with us.
One more plug on your event coming up, Miss Wanda.
Yes, October 21st. All the information you can find on Instagram at I am Wanda Sparks or Eventbrite, Set the Table, Embodying Self-Love. So thank you guys for having me on.
Thank you for coming on. Don't be a stranger. You're welcome to call on any time with both of us.
Even if you just want to ring us up during the show and tell us how stupid we are.
Yeah, how bad we suck.
We appreciate all callers, and that's
absolutely. And we always welcome the female perspective on the show.
Not only that, we like to expose talent in any of the arts here at WNUR. So if you want to reach out to the show, you could do so by using the Facebook fan page. It's LOERadio, or you can check us out on Twitter or YouTube using the hashtag LOERadio to find clips and previous shows. This one should be ready to go for upload, and it should be posted like Monday or Tuesday later on this week. So if you didn't catch the beginning half, you can go back and check that out on YouTube. I've been Tim Radicek. With me, as always, my sidekick, Jay Sal, the mixologist.
That's right.
And we're gonna peace out until next week. And coming up here on WNUR's freeform programming is Arise Radio. Some of the best house music you'll hear anywhere on the radio. So check this out, and then stay tuned. More stuff on freeform. Check it out.